Ron, welcome to Axel's Garage. Alright, so we got a pressure washer. Now we've had pressure washers over the years, and we had big gas ones, and when they worked really well, almost too well, because they had a lot of pressure, and if you slipped with that wand, you could take a gouge out of the wood, the deck surface, whatever you were pressure washing. Also, you don't use them a lot, like all the time. And a lot of times, those carbureted, small engines would get all gummed up and they'd run like crap. The last one we got one with a Honda engine, which actually was more resilient to fuel getting crappy. And that one lasted the longest. The problem with the big ones are, you wind up leaving them in your garage or your shed outside. The weather gets cold, you forget that there's still some residual water in the pump, and you crack the pump, and now it's not worth it to repair anymore. So we haven't had a pressure washer in a few years, and we need to do some pressure washing around the house, the deck, some of the lawn furniture, the railings. More importantly, we need to do some pressure washing to really degrease the engine compartment, the front end, and the rear end of the Big Dummies K5. So we started looking at electric pressure washers. Now they have a lower pressure. This one here is 1600 psi. Really think about what you need in a pressure washer. Do you need a boatload of pressure to do what you're doing around the house or on your cars? If you do, then buy a bigger one and make sure you take care of it. If you don't, one of these electric ones should be a good option. They're inexpensive. This Ryobi unit was about $100. I'll put a link to it in the description below with the model number, where you can get it on Amazon. Ships to your house, Amazon Prime. Nice and easy, small and this is the box. Small and compact. I'll take my Rural King opener here. I think the 1600 psi is going to be fine for the normal basic crap that you're going to do around your house. And if you're a car guy and you're using it for, cleaning off the underside of the cars and stuff, it's probably going to be plenty more than enough. So you got a hose. I think the hose is about 25 feet, 20 or 25 feet on the hose. Got an instruction manual. This is the soap hose. All right. This is what they call the turbo nozzle. The turbo nozzle just does a little like corkscrew action going on. All right. We got our gun in here, right, which comes in two pieces. All right. So it's a two-piece gun. Okay, so we're going to put that together, and the quick connect for the tips. So it's got that turbo tip, it's got a soap tip, and it's got a pressure tip. It doesn't give you the 4 or 5 tips on the really expensive ones, which is probably a good thing, because like I said, half the time you'd use one of those heavy clips and the real narrow tips, and wind up screwing up the surface that you're trying to clean, especially if it's like decking or something like that. Alright, and then we got the unit, and it's a nice little small unit. Now, they make one that's just a little bigger than this. I think it's still 1600 psi, it might be 17 or 1800. It's just a little bigger, and sometimes you could find it for about the same price, right around $100. The nice thing about that other unit was it's got an onboard soap dispenser, so you don't have to have a separate container for your soap if you're going to use soap. If you're just using water, this is a home run. I tried to find that other one. Everyone was out of stock on it. Everybody on Amazon that had it listed didn't have it in stock. Local Home Depots carry these because it's Ryobi, and they were out of stock on it. There was a store, I had to go through New York City to get to a store that had one, that showed online that they had one in stock. I wasn't going to make that effort. So we wound up with this one. The nice thing about a little electric one is you could bring it and throw it in your basement, if you have a basement, and it's out of the cold weather when the winter comes, and you don't have to worry about the pump having residual water in it, freezing up, cracking, and then it's garbage. And it was $100, $99. If it finally breaks, if I could use this for a couple of years, and then it breaks, it was $100. Instead of spending a few $100s on a real nice one. Alright, so it's got a GFI cord that's like 35 feet long. You got your normal garden hose input here, which is a little loose in the whole thing, which hopefully that won't be leaking on us. Right, and then you have your attachment for your pressure washer hose, which is here, and it's got a rubber protector on it. So that's pretty much it. And then you got this doohickey here, which will screw into something, I'm sure. Let's see. That's the hose. The hose goes to there. Where does this doohickey go? We're going to have to look at instructions. I bet we're going to have to look at instructions. I'm going to break out the instructions. We'll get it all set up. We're going to use some soap. Some of the things I've been reading online is car wash soap. Inexpensive car wash soap. Works excellent for house wash, deck wash, stuff like that. When we do the big dummies, the underside of the big dummies K5, I kind of stopped in the middle of doing the shocks on it because I wanted to clean everything up underneath and repaint, and it was just so gummed up and greasy I couldn't do it normally by hand, so we're going to do it with this, and we're going to use a degreaser solvent in it. So we've got to figure out how all this goes together. I'll take a quick look at the directions. We'll be right back. Alright, so a quick look at the directions. It's real easy. Alright, the gun itself goes in, it's like a half turn, push it together, you turn it halfway, your gun's connected. Your hose for your gun, one end goes on the gun, one end goes on the pressure washer on the front. Right, your garden hose goes right on there. You got your 15-degree tip, and you got your soap tip, and then you got your turbo tip. Alright? And then this hose here, your suction for your soap attachment, there's a little port right there. So this rubber hose slides right onto a brass fitting right here. You pop it on, you drop this in your bucket of soapy water, and that's how you get your soap. So we're going to get it outside, get the hose out, and I got a Trex deck, and it's got white vinyl PVC railings and some garden furniture. It's all real dirty, starting to get a little mildew on the deck over the winter from the moisture and it not burning off when the sun comes out. So hopefully we'll get everything all cleaned up. When my wife gets home from work, she'll be happy, and I'll be in good graces. So tomorrow I can climb under the big dummy's car and degrease the bottom of his car and get some work done on that. Alright, so I'm set up. I got my bucket of car wash soap. I made it a little strong. I made it like 3 times stronger than you would make a normal 5-gallon bucket of car wash soap. I got the hose going into the back of the pressure washer. I got the pressure washer there, and I got the wand set up with the turbo nozzle. Now the pressure washer is on. The nice thing about it is it doesn't run constantly. It only runs when it sees a drop in pressure and you got to pull the trigger. The nice thing about the turbo nozzle is it's constantly moving. So like doing it on like Trex decking or any kind of soft decking, or even the PVC railing, if you can use the turbo nozzle, I think that might be the way to go for some of this stuff. Not for the degreasing underneath the car, but it's less of a chance of you damaging that decking surface by gouging it with the thing. So I'm going to try it with no soap just real quick and see how it does. Let me move the camera so you can watch it home. Well, of course, I didn't have the record button going on the camera. What I did I hit the railing, and it seems to get most of the mildew off with the turbo nozzle. I also did this section of the deck right here. I'll trace it out for you. Alright, so that was the section that I did. It was like an L shape. I just didn't have the record button hit on the camera, and it did get a lot of dirt off the deck with the turbo nozzle, without the 15-degree nozzle, and I didn't use any soap. And I can tell because I did this railing first, this one section here, and then when I did this, it splashed a lot of grime up onto the railing, which I didn't expect because I didn't think the deck was, it doesn't look dirty, but I guess it is. This deck has been here 14 years. We've never, once. We power washed it once in the 14 years. We would just, use a scrub brush and scrub it down every year. But yeah, this is making a big difference. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I put the blue tip in, which allows the soap to come up through. I'm going to soap it all down and see if that helps get it all clean. Alright, well, about 45 minutes to an hour later, I got half the deck done. That's like 10 by 20 is half the deck in this area. It came out really nice. Did the back of the house too. Did all the railings, did the steps going down. The more time you spend, the cleaner it gets, of course. But the thing works like a bat out of hell. I'm really impressed for a small little electric machine. I think it's a 13 amp machine, 1600 psi. It's phenomenal. Works just as good, if not better, than it's just easy to handle in the big one. It's easy to move around, nice, compact. The only thing that I didn't realize was when I was putting the soap down, I kind of went easy on the soap because it felt like I was putting a lot down. But if you look, I only used maybe a quarter, not even a quarter of the bucket. So I could have went a little heavier with the soap. But all in all, I'll grab the camera and I'll show you. It really makes a big difference. I did half, so I could show you what it looked like. Hopefully the camera will pick it up in the sunlight here. You can see right here on this side is done, the left side that I was doing, and then you can see how dirty it gets right over there. I kind of stopped with the wand about right here, and it overlaps enough and you can see the difference in color. There's the darkness of the deck, and there's what it's supposed to look like. But it came out really nice. Got all the mildew off of the white rails. And this was all, I did the barbecue too. This was all with the turbo nozzle. I never even went to the 15-degree yellow tip nozzle. And did the back of the house. This is the soap that I was using. So yeah, I was using the Turtle Wax Max Power Car Wash soap only because it was on sale at my local Costco or wherever. And it was a big jug for like $6, so I bought that. Seems to work just as good as any deck wash we ever used, but it really got a clean looking. It almost looks like it did when we put it in. Like I said, the more time you spend, the better you can get it, and that turbo nozzle doesn't gouge out the decking at all, like the 15-degree nozzle has a tendency to. If you spend too much time, you don't keep moving it enough, almost like when you're buffing out a car and you burn through. But I like it. If the thing lasts a couple of years, it's definitely worth the 99 bucks that it was. But nice, easy, compact, small. I think it's going to do a great job degreasing the underside of the Big Dummies K5, especially when we got to do the front end. We got to tear his whole front end out. So I'd really like to clean everything up, get all that, 30 years of dripping grease and oil off, give it a fresh coat of protective paint underneath before we put the new front end parts in. But that's it on the Ryobi 1600 psi pressure washer. I'm giving it a thumbs up so far. If I should have a problem, I'll do an update video. Only if I have a problem. And then if I have this a year or two later, I'll do an update video telling you how it is a year or two later. I think I'm really going to like it. If you need a simple, easy pressure washer for around the house, some simple car stuff, nothing crazy, this is a home run. I really think it's a home run. Great package, great product. Yeah, it's Ryobi. It's a cheap line, but it works great. That's it today from Axel's Garage. Hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, give us a thumbs up. And if you like what we're doing here at Axel's Garage, subscribe to our channel. And as always, thanks for watching.